playing.
Setting the standard here.
Yeah, hey, we got to do this every time now.
All right, y'all go ahead.
So I just wanted to ask, you mentioned with Zach you would know more yesterday afternoon and today. Just kind of what do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten a lot better. And, as I mentioned the other day, he was diagnosed with that concussion. So you got to go through a protocol. So we're doing that. And, he's listed as day-to-day. So we'll see where we're at, toward the end of the week.
What kind of, I guess, where is he in that protocol? What kind of needs to happen for him to even be eligible?
Well, I mean, it's, for us, it's certain things that he has to do every single day. And, and once he reaches those, if he does, then he's able, to carry on with the next day. And so we got to just see how it is every day and see where that progresses. But if there's anything there, then it starts back over. So that's why I'm saying we'll know more toward the end of the week. So we won't know now.
Do you kind of feel comfortable with who would be taking over?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're working, Huseman and Derek and Peyton, and we'll see what those two guys. We'll see if they have to play. We'll see which ones that go out and play. And we still got our full game plan in, no matter who's playing. And so it's one position, so it's but it's an important one. And the main thing that we got to get out of that position, and what we didn't get the other night, is just taking care of the football. I mean, I think with our running game and our defense and special teams, if we take care of the football, we still have a chance to be in the game. We got to eliminate turnovers and penalties. That's the biggest thing, I think, taken away from that. So no matter who's out there playing, that's what we got to get from that position.
Did you find anything else from the film review, just positive or negative, that you didn't know after the game when we talked to you?
Really what we saw is what happened on the film. I mean, it was like, everything that could go wrong went wrong, and, we just never did overcome it. And, again, it just revert back to, 5 turnovers. They had 0 turnovers. We had 11 penalties. They had 2 penalties. I mean, if you just looked at that in itself, it's going to be hard to win that game. And, and then we just didn't play good enough. Give them credit. They played well, and they had a good plan, and we didn't. So that's therefore the outcome was what it was.
When Zach does go down, do you see some guys trying to overcompensate for that, or are you trying to kind of prevent that as it's
Well,
going
yeah,
on?
you want to be able to prevent that. Sometimes they come in, maybe we're on press a little bit, which you just got to take what they give you and let the game come to you. We've been down in games before. I think back to the first bowl game, we're 24-7 at the end of the third quarter and come back and win. So you just got to stick with the game plan, not press, not try to force it. And that's what ended up happening, I think, a few times, and you just can't do that. It comes down to decision making. I think with the punt return, that's a decision making. You got to fair catch it. And some of those interceptions, a couple of them were tip balls, drops, but the other 2 were just bad decisions. So we got to make better decisions and let the game come to us.
Coach, how has the mood been in practice this week?
Well, I think everybody's obviously been upset. I mean, anytime you lose a football game, it's not fun. And but we came out today. It was positive today. Guys, new game plan, new week. That's the great thing about football. You bounce back, win or lose, you bounce back the next week, and really try to give it your best. And so. I thought today was good. Everybody had a great attitude today in meetings and on the practice field, and so we'll clean this practice up and come back tomorrow. And we got to put it together to have a great week.
So can you imagine like a worse situation for Peyton to walk into, just as a backup guy coming into away game, rival, first top 25 appearance?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty tough.
Yeah.
As you look at it, a conference game, both teams are undefeated. You're at your rival school. It's a hostile environment. It's raining. A lot of negatives are going on right there, but as football players, we have to block all that stuff out. The only thing you control is how you play. You can't control any of those other variables. We have to go out there and do the best job you can within that setting. And we didn't play very well at some spots right there, and so hopefully we'll learn from that and correct those mistakes. And then when you get an opportunity like that again, you're relaxed and you just go play football and let your teammates help you.
CCU is a team that you guys were kind of neck and neck with for a while in the game last year, and they seem to be better this year. What's the major difference you see why they're more successful right now?
Well, I mean, I think just what they do offensively, a style of offense that they run is very efficient. Throwing the football, running the football, they hold the clock. I mean, they've had it over 36 minutes the last 5 games. Had it 40 minutes against Troy, and so they do a great job of controlling the game offensively. They limit your possessions when you're on the field offensively. And so what you have to do offensively is score touchdowns. If you're driving the football and you have to set up a field goal, it's going to be a hard day because of what they do offensively. They have some skilled kids that can do it. I mean, they pitched the ball to a receiver and he goes 75 yards. In the first drive against Georgia State. They got some great skilled players. They played a freshman quarterback last week. I thought he had played a great game. So they've played about 3 or 4 quarterbacks this year. But what they do offensively gives them a chance. And we know we'll get their best shot. They're 5-3. Playing for bowl eligibility. So they got a lot riding on the game as well, and then where we're at in the conference race too.
Colby Gossett signed by the Cardinals today. I know A.J. Howard was with the Cardinal practice squad for a little while. What do you think about Steve Wilkes keeping some App State guys employed?
Well, I'd like to think there's a correlation, but I doubt it. In the NFL, I mean, Steve's trying to win football games, and so, I think what they did probably just needed a lineman and look out on the market, who's the best lineman out there and that you can possibly get. And I think Colby's obviously a good player, and I'm happy for Colby to be able to get an opportunity to get on a 53-man roster, and hopefully he'll get some opportunity to play and show what he's got. But I think in the NFL, man, it's not favoritism to what school you went to. I think you're trying to find the best player to go out there and play. So I'm happy for those guys getting opportunities, to live out their dream.
And last one for me, just with Peyton and Jacob, whoever it ends up being, what are you trying to, I guess, kind of teach them right now in these moments in case they are the guy that has to step up?
Well, I mean, we just train them the same way we train all our quarterbacks. We put them in situations in practice to what hopefully they're going to see in the game, and they make the best decisions and do the best job they can. And we jump them in practice and the same way, and then hopefully in games, that they're doing the great things and moving our offense. I think bottom line is just getting first downs, and eventually we'll get touchdowns and taking care of the ball. That's all we're stressing, and so we'll see how that goes. Good.